to record. Okay, thank you very much for joining me again in this course. And good afternoon, everybody. And I hope you are doing well. And today, actually, we will summarize what we have learned about the linear regressions and correlations. Yes. The learning objective of on this topic, maybe some of you already realize based on our discussions, our exercise in maybe in last 2 weeks. Yeah, first, by studying the linear regressions, we want to we want to predict. Yeah, we want to predict here. uh, we want to predict the value of a dependent variables based on an independent uh, variables. How to predict the value of dependent variable based on independent variable. In this case, if you notice, uh, for example, we present the data y, and yeah, and we have x. Every given x, let's say 1, 3, 1, 4, yeah. Actually, this is result of observation, and you arrive at the result maybe 10, yeah. 30, maybe this is 10, this is 40, yeah. Which variable that we can say dependent is y. Why dependent? Because the y variable is on depend on the variable x. And in this case, the independent variable is the x itself. Okay. And then we also want to know the meaning of regression coefficient beta 0, in this case b0, and beta 1. If you remember that the y, once you plot there using Excel last time, and you got the coefficients beta 0 plus beta 1 x. Yes? Okay. And then how to evaluate assumption of regression analysis, and now what to do if the assumption are violate. Yeah. And then we want to check whether our assumptions, our predictor here in this case is correct or not. Yeah, correct or not. Yeah, correct or not. How to determine that those predictor beta 0 and beta 1 correct or not by testing, yeah, using hypothesis testing. Yeah, hypothesis testing to make inference about the slope and correlations coefficients. To make inference about the slope and correlation coefficients. Slope in this case is the another names of beta 1 is slope, yeah, and correlation coefficient actually rho. Why we assigned you, why I assigned you yesterday how to prove that the correlation coefficient is, we can function of uh, beta 1 to estimate the mean value and predict the individual value for certain x. Yeah, in this case, For example, you got the estimated linear formula, let's say else maybe 10 plus 2x, and then in this case you can predict by inputting, yeah, inputting by giving input some x, let's say x equal to 10, and then you can estimate what's value, what kind of y value that you can get, something like that. Okay, I hope it's clear. And then let's move forward to the next. Okay, maybe some of you already know the covariance. Covariance, this is the formula of covariance. Given the data, let's say x, and this is y, yeah. And every member here is x1, x2, x4, and then the result is y1, y2, y4, yeah, something like that. This one, we got this one. The n is the maximum of data you have, and this is the average of x. Average of x, yeah, you can sum together and xi divided by the number of n. That's the x bar. Yeah, actually, this similar definitions, average of y, and this is the every data that you can take from uh, the result of observations. And then this is the number of data minus 1. That's the formula to compute covariance from the data. Okay. Okay. The value of covariance, the results, any possible value for the covariance, at least we will have the covariance greater than 0, less than 0, and equal to 0. What does it means? And then if we have covariance greater than 0, it means that x and y are positively correlated. Yeah, positively correlated. If you have a graphical representations, if you have y as a vertical axis and the x is horizontal axis, and then if you have a covariance being greater than 0, you will have a positive slope, in this case increasing. When you have a x, as the x increase, and then you have y increase. Okay, and then the the inverse means that when you have a correlation, oh sorry, covariance less than 0, it means that the relations or correlation between x and y being negative or inverse or negative, yeah, negative, yeah, negative. And you can see here as the x increase, the y decrease. Okay, and then the another possible covariance is a covariance equal to 0. A covariance equal to 0. It means that it could be horizontal line or a vertical line. The meaning of covariance being 0 means that there is no correlation between x and y. For example, pointing to the horizontal line here, for the case horizontal line, the covariance is 0. It means that as the x increase, it doesn't have effect to the y variable. You can see here the value of y is constant at a certain value. There is nothing uh, with the nothing correlations with to the variable x here. I hope it's clear. And this meaning is similar to the correlation, yeah, correlation, because yeah, if you remember yesterday, a formula, actually this is the correlation coefficient. In some reference they use a rho, yeah, a rho. This is correlation coefficient, and the r is also correlation coefficient. And the equation, I mean the formula, is similar, means that for the nominator is a covariance between x and y, and for the denominator is square root of each component. It means the square root of variance of x, square root of variance of y. Maybe some of you asking why, if they are same definition, and then why we should use different variable. Yeah, if you want to know more detail, yeah, actually this correlation representing for populations, yeah, this is just for informations. Yeah, for the r here representing the correlation for sample. Yeah, I hope it's clear. So far, is there any questions maybe for my explanations?
Sir, but the correlation for the population and for the sample, the formula is equal, right?
Theoretically is equal. Yes. Theoretically. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay. This is the meaning of correlations. Correlation measure the relative strength of the linear correlationship between two variables. In this case, relationship, yeah, between x and y. Yes. How strong x and y correlated? How strong the y depend on the variable x? And the correlations, you remember that unitless means that the value correlation define the smallest unit of uh, relationship between x and y. Why we should say being like this? Because you remember that the correlations or it's located between negative negative 1 until positive 1. And if you remember covariant, we have a similar fashions, similar meaning, but for the range is from positive infinity until negative infinity. Means that the range is very much large compared to the coefficient correlations. Okay, the range is between -1 and 1. Closer to -1 means that the stronger negative linear correlations, yeah, or relations, yeah. Closer to the 1, strongest the positive linear relationships. This is being like this. This is being like this. Closer to 0, weaker any positive. The weakest might be not weaker, yeah, weakest any positive or negative relationship, something like that. So something like this, right? Like this or being like this. Okay. Okay. So okay, that's the graphical representations representing the value of correlation. You can see here there are many representing data. You can see here this is the negative correlations. Yeah, you can see here -1. This is negative correlations, but this is 0.6. Yeah, and this is the correlation being 0. This is correlation being +1. This is correlation being 0.3. Yeah, you can see here from this graph. I hope you can easily determine, or maybe you can how to say, yeah, by maybe simple inspection. So graphical inspections. You can see here it's really, yeah, you can see the data is really precisely located in the line. Yes. Yes. Compared to this one, the data is, how to say, a bit stretched, yeah, a bit stretched relative to the line, and then resulting that the correlation decrease, yeah, less than -1, yeah, but still correlated, yeah. But in this case, the data is stretched, but it's, how to say, like horizontal, yeah, in term of y, in term of x component. You can see here the data is horizontal and doesn't affect to the vertical line, and then the correlation coefficient being 0. And also it's similar meaning with this one. If this is the perfectly in the horizontal line, and then we can say this is also the coefficient correlation being 0. And also you can see here similar phasions, similar meaning. Yeah, this is correlation equal to 1 means that uh, the data is really perfectly located in the line compared to the this one. Okay, I hope it's easy to be understood. Yes. Okay.
Sir.
Yes,
Sorry, sir.
please. Please.
I want to ask, so the correlation coefficients is the same with the uh, covariance. Is it like that?
Not exactly, but similar. You can see here.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not
Oh,
exactly, but linearly proportional. I mean, proportional to each other. You can see here when the correlation increase, the covariant also increase. It's like positive proportion. Something like that.
okay, sure.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
welcome. Okay, in this slide, I want to show you that uh, representing that the linear in term of, yeah, make a difference between linear and curve linear. I mean, yeah, we can say simply as a non-linear lah. Yeah, you can see here the linear. It's mean that the predictive function, yeah, the predictive function is we can draw as a straight line. You can see here even increasing or decreasing. You can see here linear. Yeah, it is. I think it is no confused to be say a linear, and non-linear is like maybe maximum exponential. This is like an exponential function, and this is the like how to say maybe how to say yeah, it's not linear like a curve linear. It's like a maximum function, means that this function has a maximum value here, but we can simply say as this is those, yeah, this both of this graph is are non-linear. Okay. And also from this graph, we want to show you that differences between strong and weak relationship, strong and weak correlations. As the data tied, yeah, tied to the line, to the straight line here, to the predictive line, we can say, or it means that we have a strong correlation. However, when the data is spread in certain range, you can see here, as the spread getting larger, yeah, it means that we have a weaker correlations. It's similar way with the positive or negative correlation. Yeah, this is positive and this is negative. Sorry, this is negative correlations. Okay. Any questions? No? Okay. Let's move forward. And this is a simply say as no correlations. No correlations means that yeah, because no correlation, there is no strong no correlation and there is no weak no correlation. Actually, we can say simply as there is no correlation. Even the data might be tighter, something like this to the line, or even the data spread, yeah, spread in certain value of y. But we say there is no correlations. But maybe we can make simply we can make easier conclusions from this graph, because we can see, because the data is located almost tight into the predictive line on this line, means that we can more confident, yeah, like we can say this, we have more confident that the data have no correlation between X and Y. Okay. Okay. Also, this is when we compute using yeah, by hand, or actually not by hand, yeah, by calculator, but is in this case we compute one data by one data, yeah, one data by one data. Actually, we have done yesterday, if I not mistake, already demonstrated by Mikhail, yeah, Mikhail, yeah. Thank you, thanks to Mikhail. Okay, simple calculation formula. Yeah, actually, this we already done this. But the important thing that we want to show in this case or in this slide is that you can see the denominator and the denominator here. We have this is how to say, the variance. Oh, no. This is covariance. Covariance x y, and this is this variance of x, and this variance of y. Yeah, we can simply get, or we can simply compute from directly from data. Yeah. Oke, bro. Oke, lanjut. Oke. Oke, and this is a sample correlation coefficient actually. If we want to check, actually, what is the purpose of this slide? Yeah. If we want to test, the coefficient correlation that we get, yeah, we get from the data, we can say, we can check using, let's say, using hypothesis testing. Let's say the null hypothesis, we can state the correlation coefficient is some value, let's say R, and the alternative coefficient, for example, there is no A, no R, yeah, no R, and then since this is a random variable, yeah, random variable, we can check, yeah, the random variable, we can simply say they have mu and they have standard deviations. And then, since the correlation is, you can see here, if back to the formula, you can see uh, uh, the correlation is formed by random variable of uh, this one, and this one. So in this case, we can use Tate distribution. You remember that the Tate distribution can be used if the number of the data less than 30, and then there is no standard deviation of population that is not available here, so we can use the T distributions for testing the correlation coefficient. How confident our 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 computations, yeah, something like that. Maybe it's getting complicated. Is there any questions?
Sir, still don't understand how the correlation coefficient can be random variable, can be random sample so that it's follow to distribution.
Okay. 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 Very good question actually. Wait moment. Should we start from where? Okay, maybe okay. Hanif question is how we can say that the correlation coefficient variable, or we can say rho, is a random variable. How we can say like that? Okay. For example, you have a data from first observations. First observation, you have n. You have n sample size. Let's say 100. 100. And you compute the correlation coefficients. Okay. Let's say correlation coefficient 1. And from the second observations, you have n equal to 29. It is possible, right? Yeah. And then you compute based on this data, you got the uh, correlation coefficient being R2. My questions, R2 and R1 and R2, is that equal or not equal? My questions.
Uh, not equal.
Not equal. Are you sure?
I'm not quite sure.
Not quite sure. Okay. I will uh, store your answer. Maybe I need another, maybe another student answer, please. You have any different opinion, different answer? Maybe si Arel. Wah, Arel. You have opinion? What do you think?
Apa, Sir?
What do you think? It is equal or not equal between R1 and R2?
Not equal.
Not equal. Why?
Ini rumusnya kan, Sir, yang di tengah?
Hah?
Ini rumusnya ya, yang tengah ya, R-nya?
Enggak. Rumusnya di sini nih.
Ah,
Rumusnya ini rumusnya nih. R itu.
itu. Karena itu.
Iya.
Tapi N-nya hilang ya nanti?
Hah?
Tapi nanti N-nya dicoret ya, N-nya?
Oh iya, nggak masalah sih. Ya ini sama saja ini rumusnya sama saja.
Beda sih kayaknya.
Beda.
Nah,
Kenapa beda?
kenapa ya? Boleh lihat ini ya nggak, teaser? Yang beda cuma N-nya doang ya?
Oh, ini lihat. Saya terangin lagi ya. Untuk observasi pertama, pengambilan data pertama, kita ngambil data sebanyak 100. Kemudian kita menghitung R, correlation coefficient-nya sebut saja R1, gitulah. Oke? Kemudian pada observasi kedua, pengambilan data kedua, kita hanya mengambil 29 misalkan ya karena terkendala cuaca atau karena uang kita terbatas begitu kan. Contoh gitu kan. Itu real scenario. And then we got the correlation coefficient being R2. My questions, R1 and R2 it is equal or not?
Mungkin nggak ikut kali, Sir. Rata-ratanya beda.
Rata-rata apa ya? Rata-rata apa? Nah, ini cara menghitung R-nya. This is the way how to compute the R.
Sir, I think it is different because there's a sigma from 1 till n in this formula. So that for different n will result in different result.
Okay. That's the point. Thank you, Hanif. Yeah, that's gonna be different. It's very likely to be different. Yeah. R1 and R2. One possible reason, yeah, that's because the number of sample different. When's the number of sample different, and then, this result of equation, even numerator and denominator will be different. Yeah, it's highly, how to say, it is very much likely to be different. Yeah, R1 and R2, and then since R1 and R2 different, and when you take the observation 3, maybe, yeah, and then maybe even you get the 100 sample, and then this R3 is most likely to be different. Since R1 is highly not equal to the R2 and R3, and then we can say that R is random variable. Is that clear, Hanif?
Oh, so because like for different sample will result in different R, so that we can say it's random.
Yeah, actually not different sample ya. In any sample ya. Jadi berapapun sampelnya, misalkan kita membedakan jumlah sampelnya beda ataupun jumlah sampelnya sama, R-nya itu akan cenderung berbeda.
Oh, I mean like for different sampling, sir. So for different sampling will result in different R.
Yes.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes. need do you need the proof?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Mm, Okay, let me show you something. The screen is better. Okay, this is n. Let's say the n. For example, ya, for example 15 lah ya, ya. What to say? 19 lah ya, 19. This is random. Equal to 0 random. Then between let's say the bottom is 0 and the top is 5. Okay, and then you got this one. Okay, and then this is also random between random between between. Okay, okay, the bottom is 0, the top is 0.5. Okay, it's okay, but I'm not sure this is gonna be. Oh, no, 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 maybe not that. Maybe 10 lah ya, 10, but it's divided by 10. Okay lah, so it's gonna be something like this. Okay, okay, and then uh correlation bisa nggak ya? Cor Corel ya. Fortunately we have this one. And this one. This is R. Okay, you can see here once I make enter or enter, usually the data will change. For example, like this. No, 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 no. This is R. You can see here. For example, when we make actually this is Excel behavior. You can see here, for example, R. You write something and then the data is changing. Yeah, the change data means that, for example, is kind of another observations. For example, this data is taken from first observation, yeah, first observation, and then we got the correlation coefficient being minus 0.35. Okay, and then we want to make another observation. Let's say I will make a changing data. The data is changing, right? X and Y, and the R is also changing. You can see here the R is changing. depend on the changing of x and y. Even the number of data is still same, right? Means that the observation from 1 and 2, the data is taken is same, 19. Yeah, but you can see the R is changing. Even though the distribution of X is not changing, right? The distribution of X is not changing. The distribution is between 0 and 5. For the Y, the distribution is between 0 to 0.1 because it's divided by 10. Okay? But you can see it's constantly changing about the R. It means that the R itself is random variable depend on the number of observations. Is that clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay, good. Back to the our PowerPoint. Okay, so since the coefficient correlation is random variable, it's mean that there is a probability, right? Since it's random and the probability exists, something like this. And then since there is probability, we need to test, ya, karena ada probabilitas, ada ketidakpastian, maka kita harus me, me, menghitung ketidakpastian itu gitu kan. Nah, untuk menghitung ketidakpastian kita bisa menggunakan hipotesis testing. Hipotesis testing. Nah, karena hipotesis testing, terus distribusi R itu apa? What kind of distribution type, ya, of this of correlation coefficient variable? The answer is we can use T distribution. Why T distribution? Because we don't know the standard deviation of R. Yeah, we don't know the variance of R. Since we don't know the variance of R, and then we prefer or we consider to use the distribution for hypothesis testing. Is that clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay, good. For the others, maybe is there any other questions? Not to be hesitate, yeah. Don't to be hesitate. Okay, if no, we should we continue, yeah. Okay, this is slide is nothing. Okay, we move forward to the linear regression actually, yeah. This one you can see here. In linear regression, one variable is independent variable. In this case is x as an input, yeah, and other variable we can say y as a dependent variable. Why dependent? Because the y is depend on x, the input x, something like this. Okay. And why this linear? Yeah, because there is doesn't contain any polynomial. The order of x is only one. Yeah, the order of x is one. Means that we can say this is one. If we use two, it is no more linear. Something like this. This is the meaning of each variable. You can see here the slope here in the previous discussion we can say is beta 1 and this is a beta 0 and the location is here. This is B and this is actually M is perbandingan is comparison, ya, comparison between between this and this, yeah. You can see M, the M is comparison between this divided by this. Okay. Slope. Yeah, slope is bit m also another meaning is slope. Yeah, slope. Yeah, actually we talk with same gay with same person but with different name. Something like this sometimes. Okay. Okay, the prediction. Okay, nothing's okay. Okay, and you can see here, for example, when we have you take observation first, you generate or you take data x and y in with sample size and then you got the line estimated, yeah, like b0 plus b1 plus x, yeah, you get this one. And then uh but you should notice that once you take second observation also we will arrive at a different uh, different different line. Different line means that it's possible to be changed, right? From this point or from this slide, I want to say that this line is not dedicated. Means that every you take different observation, you might arrive different, how to say, different predictor, yeah, different predictor, different equations. That's why it is because it's no because again because this to be likely changed and then you can estimate using average, yeah, average of y here, something like that. Okay. Okay. And then we move forward to another maybe next level of model, still linear regressions, but we add up with a random error. Yeah, random error. Some error happen once we took the observations. Yeah, it is very likely situations in very logic, very natural situations in terms of observation, then error arrive. Yeah. In this case, so in the predictor, you can add up with some error. Some error we can say as some, for example, yeah, this error. Okay. And this error then and this error uh, we can assume from different from several prefix. For example, this relationship between x and y is linear. Y is distributed normally at each of value x, and the variance of y at every value x is the same homogeneity of variance, and the observation are independent. So you can see here means that in every value of x there is many possible outcome, yeah, of y. You can see the y is could be here, here, something like this. So this possibility will result the certain probability for y come up with the certain number of value x. Also, given value of x, also the y value will possible in any value, but in still line, okay, in still in this position. Also for this, Okay, and then we arrive at this kind of distribution of hx. So, something like this. But in our assumption that this distribution is equal, yeah, is equal in term of the mu of error is 0 and the standard deviations of hx is equal, yeah. Means that the standard deviation here is equal. It's very yeah, it's simplification assumption, but it is realistic also, no problem. Yes. Okay, is there any questions? Any questions? No, I hope it can be understood. Yeah. Okay. Ah, yeah, this very, how to say, this figure is very something lah, very special. Yeah, please take a look this figure, because this is the meaning. Yeah, the meaning of variable in linear equations. Okay, please take a look this figure. Maybe you can start from the y-axis. This is representing for the y variable, and the x-axis for the x variable. And then once you took observation, you will got this data. You can see here the red dot here, the red dot. The data can be spread in any direction. Yeah, in any direction. For example, in this case, the data is being like this. Yeah, the position is here, 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 and here. In this case, in this observation, maybe the n equal to, you can compute, you can count by yourself, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. The n is equal to 7. So based on the distribution of data in two-dimensional plane, yeah, x and y, you can then you, how to say, you create a regression line, regression line, regression line. To create the regression line, you should compute the beta 1, beta 0, and beta 1. Okay? And then you arrive, and then you can express this regression formula representing for this line. Okay? Okay, until this point, okay? And then also still in the figure, please look at this line, maybe the dash line here. The dash line here representing the average of y. The average of y. Average of y means that the value here plus 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 the value here, the total is 7, and then divided by 7. You got this value. Okay. Okay. And then you can see there is a variable, b variable, c variable, represent of each variable different meaning. Yeah, different meaning. You can see here, if the gap, yeah, the gap, you can see the a is gap between this point, refer to the average of y, this line. This is a. Okay. Also for the a, for if you took this data and then you pull line here, straight line, and then this is a also. The A is deviation or error, ya. A is error or deviation of the data to the average of Y. You can see here, ya, A is deviation or error, ya. Kita bisa mengatakan A adalah error sebuah data terhadap rata-rata Y. Untuk titik ini mana A-nya? A-nya adalah segini, ya, gitu. Oke. Nah, error A ini karena A ini bisa dijumlahkan, ya, bisa dijumlahkan, maka kita bisa jumlahkan. Ada A1, A2, A3 sampai dengan A7. Yes. Ini jumlah errornya untuk seluruh data. Ada 7 data di sini. Nah, kemudian ada error lagi yang disebut dengan we can say B. Nah, B. B is error atau selisih, ya, selisih antara prediktor garis terhadap rata-rata Y-nya, ya, kita lihat. Ya. Iya. Kalau titik ini B-nya mana? B-nya ini. Kalau titik ini B-nya mana? B-nya di sini. Oh, ini berarti ini 0 nih errornya. B-nya sama dengan 0 nih di sini. Karena pas begitu, ya. Iya. Kalau di sini titik ini B-nya mana? B-nya ini. Gitu, ya. Kemudian error yang ketiga adalah C. C itu adalah error atau selisih antara titik ini terhadap garisnya, terhadap prediktornya, ya, terhadap prediktornya. Ini selisih data terhadap prediktornya, ya. Oke. Yang titik sini mana? Ya ini. Yang titik sini mana? Ini. Oke. Oke, ya. Mudah-mudahan jelas. Nah, yang menarik, ya, C-nya juga sama dengan C1 ditambah C2 sampai dengan C7. B-nya juga dari sama dengan B1 sampai dengan B7. Dan yang menarik adalah bahwa A itu merupakan penjumlahan dari C plus B. Lebih tepatnya A kuadrat C kuadrat ditambah B kuadrat. Gitu. Menarik sekali. Jadi bahwa error ya, error sebuah data terhadap rata-rata Y-nya itu bisa kita cari atau merupakan error dari prediktor terhadap rata-rata Y dan prediktor terhadap data. Gitu. Itu error dari itu A. Ini kita hasilnya seperti ini. Maka secara rumusan we can express using a formal formulations, ya. Formal formulation we can arrive at this component. And if you look at this one, you can see this is the each of the data. This is the average of Y. And then this is the predictor. And this is the average of Y. This is the predictor. And this is the data. This is the data. You can see here. Yeah, please take a look. And if you have any question, please ask me questions.
Sir, I have a question, sir. For the mean of Y, Is it based on the sample, I mean the real sample, or based on the prediction?
The real sample.
Oh,
This one, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah, that's based on the sample you took.
Sir, berarti to summarize, yang B itu garis yang tebal ke garis yang putus-putus.
Ya.
Habis itu yang C itu titik ke garis yang tebal, sir, gitu.
Iya, iya.
Ah,
Iya.
Oke, oke.
Oke. Any other question, please?
Sir, still don't get it why we should
Should what? Hello? Should what, Hanif?
how could this A help us to create a better model?
Sorry. Can you repeat?
I still don't understand why like we should calculate the A. I mean, how could this A value help us to create a better model? Like, yeah.
Oh, okay. So the question from Hanif is how we can utilize this understanding to improve or to improve the better model, ya. Better model. Okay. Actually, this is this slide. We are talking about the error analysis, yeah. How we can decompose the error in Y data. Actually, is contributed. So, jadi error yang terjadi pada data Y, ya, kalau kita melihat hubungannya ini, bahwa error yang terjadi pada data Y itu merupakan atau disebabkan oleh baik, ya. Kalau di sini kan error di sini is really depend on the predictor ya. Kalau dilihat ini Y aksen itu kan Y yang diperoleh dari prediktor. Y ada yang di sini itu. Berarti kalau kita bisa memperoleh, if we can get the best possible predictor, this error we can reduce, or we need to reduce this component, this error component, or we can reduce this component. In another words, when we can reduce the error in Y by reducing error in this component and in this component. This component error due to the predictor. Due to the predictor. And error this component, error due to the residual. You can see here, SS residual means that, how to say, is undefined variable. Yeah, undefined variable is kind of noise, yeah, like error. We simply say error, begitu, something like that. Jadi bahwa error yang terjadi di Y, saya ulangi lagi, error yang terjadi di Y itu bisa disebabkan oleh kesalahan atau ketidaktepatan prediktor. Dalam hal ini prediktor apa? Ya komponen B-nya gitu loh. Komponen B, komponen A-nya. Kemudian selain itu, error yang disebabkan oleh variabel lain. Variabel lain yakni dalam hal ini random error ini. Gitu. Jadi error yang terjadi di Y itu disebabkan oleh prediktor, dan error yang disebabkan oleh ya noise, ya undefined lah, undefined variable. You got it, Hanif?
Okay, sir, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Let's take a look the kind of the data representations. For, you can see here, this is no relations, no correlation between maybe x-axis and y-axis, because the data is really spread. And then this is weak relationship. You can see is like a form to certain yeah. If you can see here, the data is really spread like being like this, right? About this one is, you can see is spread being like this. It looks like there is a relationship, but maybe weak relationship because the spread is so large. This weak to moderate relationship, you can see here, weak to moderate, because the gap is decreasing compared to this one. Okay. Also, this is the moderate relationship. This is yeah, similar, that is slope equal to 0 means that there is no relations. And you can see that this is begin 0. And this is little relations. So on. Okay. Actually, we already done. In this slide, we want to show you how to compute the beta 0 and beta 1. Beta 1. The theory that we can use is least square estimation. Least square you remember once you if you remember, if you prove that for the p1 and p0, p1 sorry, p0 and p1, uh, that this the slide talking about. And then you can see here for the beta, and this is for actually this is beta 1, and this is the is equal to beta 0. Yeah. And this is relationship. Yeah, you remember that this is R, this is P, and this is the standard deviation. Standard deviation? No, this is the variance of X, and this is the variance of Y. Yeah, yes. Okay, this is kind of another sample. And this is a kind of testing that we want to know. For example, you remember that the beta 1, yeah, beta 1 or beta 0 is random variable, right? Since the variable random variable, this guy has a probability. And because this guy has a probability, we need to test, ya. Karena kita mempunyai ketidakpastian, maka kita perlu memastikan. In this case, since this is a probability, we need to specify how much the probability, and then we need to test using hypothesis testing. And then how to test what kind of distribution of beta 1? The beta 1 is the distribution with the degree of freedom being 2. Yeah? Something like this. Yes. Okay. And this is the variance of the beta 1. Yeah, the variance of beta 1. You already proved it, yeah? We already proved it yesterday. Okay, this kind of the data, yeah. This is the error. Uh, if you check it, then the y and this is the estimated. If you remember, if we have the data and then we have a line here, this is the AE. Actually, the AE is C. If you remember, the C component. The residual analysis is C component. Yeah, something like this. Okay. 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 And if you plot the residual data, if you have like this, and this will conclude that this data is non-linear. Also, if the data, the residual data being like this, also this is non-linear. But if the residual data being like this or being like this, and this is become linear, something like this. Okay. Okay, it's similar. And from the residual graph, you can see here, this is not independent, yeah, but this is independent residual data, yeah. It means that if you remember that the y is equal to the estimated plus a, this a should be independent. If not independent, maybe this is not residual data. Yeah, maybe we should consider another variable. Yes, this is residual plot. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Finally, we arrive at the multiple linear regression. Multiple means that, for example, if we have y and y we consider as multiple variable, means that there is axis not only x but also x1 plus x2. Yeah, maybe this is beta 1, this is beta 2, and plus beta 0 maybe. So it's like a multiple linear regression. Multiple y, because multiple means that the x the independent variable consists more than one, something like this. Okay. And then you can analyze using same method when we use linear, and we arrive not line, but it's like a plane. Yeah, maybe the slope of the plane, how large the plane, something like that. Okay. This kind of multiple linear predictor. Maybe some of you asking how many independent variable we have. Yeah, it's depend on the model that we want to use. Yeah, depend on the data that we observe, something like this. Okay, that's all. This is the final slide of this summary in this linear prediction. Is there any questions? Is there any questions? Any questions? Well, finally we arrive at the 2 p.m. and 32 and 30 p.m. Okay. Is there any questions? No? Yeah, if no, we finish. We finish our class today. Actually, we left only 1 weeks next week. Yeah. For the material already finished. Yeah, already finished, and then next week we will use hands-on for using Excel to compute several parameters for regression, linear regression, something like this. Okay, if is there any other questions, please?
UAS nanti ujiannya gimana ya, Sir?
Yeah, the material is start from the material after UTS until next week actually.
Oke, Sir. Jadi itu kira-kira berapa, Bu? How many questions, Sir?
Not decided yet.
Oke, Sir. Oke.
Yes. Okay. Any other question? No? Okay, if no, yeah, thank you very much for your attentions and see you next week. Stay healthy and stay protokol kesehatan. Follow protokol kesehatan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Thank you, Sir.
warahmatullahi
Thank you, Sir.
wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much.